Manchester United versus Manchester City Community Shield player ratings. Now, let's get straight into it. Listen, I've done my match reaction. There was a lot of positives to take with the players. Obviously, a lot of negatives. We're going to be talking about that in a bit more detail in this player ratings video. So let's get straight into it. Starting off in goal, Andre Onana. I mean, he made a few okay saves. He was good on the ball. Distribution was okay. I think some of the passing was pretty poor at times. But other than that, it was an average 6 out of 10. I don't think the mind games on the penalty really suit him. I mean, he saved one of the penalties. But other than that, it wasn't really a fantastic performance by him. But obviously, he will be our starting goalkeeper. But yeah, a few decent saves. I don't know what he was doing on the goal, to be honest with you. I haven't actually seen it back. But still, an average 6 out of 10. Right back, Delo for me, coming back, only had a couple of days training to go straight into that game. It was a tough game against Man City. I think he had a decent game against Doku. Doku's not an easy opponent to come up against, and I think he defended very well against him. Going forward, he didn't do too bad. He did get up the pitch as much as he can in the build-up play. On the goal, obviously, he was at left-back for that, so couldn't really do anything about it. But I think with Delo, it shows his character and mentality to come back over a couple of days, play the full 95 minutes and the penalty shootout, which he converted his penalty. Does show a lot of testament to his character and a really, really big player for Manchester United going forward. So I'm really, really happy with Delo. I think his performance today was fantastic. So he would probably be a 7 out of 10. Johnny Evans, listen, he missed his penalty. I think he was a 6.5 out of 10. I think Delo was just a bit better than him. I think with Johnny Evans, we know what we're going to kind of get in with Johnny Evans. He won't be someone who hopefully will be playing 30 games plus again like he did last season for Manchester United, because we've got De Ligt coming in. We've got Martinez. We've got hopefully Yoro when he comes back. Like, we have got players who can better than Johnny Evans. But listen, he missed his penalty. It was a poor penalty. He did kind of cost us the game. But other than that, I think he defended well. Haaland is a tricky player to come up against. And I think he did well defensively against him. I think his interceptions were good. Playing out from the back is good. Did make a few errors on the ball at times, which could have cost us for that McAtee chance. But overall, huge positives from Johnny. I mean, listen, we know what we're getting from him. Now, next to him was Maguire. I can't remember exactly which minute he went off in, but he did go off, which looking like he was kind of carrying an injury. He did go down in the first half with what's supposed to be an injury. I think with Maguire as well, similar to Johnny Evans, he probably hopefully won't be starting games for Manchester United next season, or not many games anyway, with Yoro hopefully come back from injury, De Ligt being in the team. Listen, Maguire came off in the 58th minute, was probably an average 6. He didn't play the full game, so I can't really give him anything higher than that. I think he defended well, won his duels, and yeah, was okay. Left back now, Lisandro Martinez. Now, for me, people are saying that Lisandro Martinez may be playing left back for the foreseeable when Yoro comes back and be a Yoro De Ligt partnership. Now, for me, I could see a place where that works, but for me, Lisandro Martinez is a centre back. He does look a bit out of shape in that left back position. I think today, the fact that he did play the full game, I think you got to give him a 6.5 out of 10. I think he didn't make many mistakes. Was good on the ball. Listen, he got around the pitch well, make very, very good tackle on Nunez. And he did have a key impact for Manchester United in that game. I think you look at what Lisandro Martinez's future is going forward. We're hoping that he can stay injury-free and have a big, big season for Manchester United. That's ultimately what the hope and aim should be with Lisandro. And I'm hoping he can do that. I think the difficulty is him actually playing for Manchester United. And it's all about easing him in. I think he does look fitter. He does look back to his old self, making those challenges. So, yeah, really, really happy with Lisandro Martinez. Midfield pairing now, Casemiro. I think for me, he was a contender for man of the match for me. I'll give him a 7.5 out of 10. I think compared to the Casemiro we saw in pre-season, the Casemiro we saw last season, his performance was absolutely brilliant today. I think he composed the ball as well, was sharp defensively, some very, very good line-breaking passes, had a big part to play in that Ahmad chance. And listen, was a really, really good player. If we can see this Casemiro game in, game out, he'd be a key player for Manchester United. The unfortunate thing is we don't see this Casemiro enough. And that is a huge worry and concern, because we don't know from game to game which Casemiro we're going to get. Are we going to get the one that played today against Man City? Or are we going to one that played against Arsenal last season? Like, we just don't know what we're going to get. But if he's playing like he is today, as I said, it'd be someone I'd love to keep at the club. I think he is an interesting player. If no bids come in, he will stay, and he will probably play that first game next week against Fulham. So I'm just hoping he can stay fit and have some good games. He was a bit reckless today in the challenges, but I think he got around the pitch really, really well and did look a bit fitter than ever. Now, Mainu played 60 minutes. As I said, another one of those players who went late into the Euros, came back, good 60 minutes, looked sharp, got around the pitch, composed. Like, I think it was an average 6.5 or 6.5. I think with Mainu, it wasn't really a sort of game which he could get into. As I said, he did well. Majority of the game, we were kind of in our own half, and we did have the possession in our own half, which he did do well with. And I think with Mainu, yeah, 6.5, played 60 minutes. It's great to have him back. And again, another player who will be starting that game. And there's a big season for Mainu for development purposes and just to see what he can offer this season in his second full season. Now, we're going to go to number 10. Obviously, Mason Mount started there. I think it was an average 6. The issue with Mason Mount is we just don't know where he's going to play. Will he play the 8? Well, today he started in the 10. And we know with the performance that Bruno Fernandes is, which I'll talk about in a moment, is putting in, Mount will not get ahead of him, like, to be honest with you. And listen, Mount's got to be someone who's got to fight for his position. He's got to be someone who gives everything in the minutes that he's going to get. Because he certainly will get minutes. He may start games. He's definitely going to come off the bench and have an impact. He's one of the first kind of players I think that will come off the bench. I think he is a very, very good player. The difficulty is, as I said, is finding the minutes. I think today he looked okay. Had a few decent crosses into the box. Pressed around a bit. He did seem to go missing in the game. And he doesn't seem to really take the game with his hands. And that's something that I want to see Mason Mount do quite a bit more. Now, left wing, Rashford, I think for me, should have 2 goals today. The one that's a typical Rashford finish where he just slots into the bottom right, just got it wrong. The one, Garnacho put a brilliant ball in for him. He just couldn't convert it. Disappointing again. I think that should have been a very, very easy goal for him. He did look a bit frustrated today, Marcus Rashford. I don't know if that's something off the pitch. And he probably does know if Garnacho and Ahmad are putting into performances like that, he will probably not be starting the first game. So he's got to up his game. We know what Rashford can do. It's just all about him showing it. As I said, on the right, Ahmad played 60 minutes. For me, you've got to give him a 6.5. I think his performance today showed a lot of maturity, a lot of quality again. He had that one chance. We had 2 big chances, to be honest. The one where he went in and then out and then just slotted it just far off the left post. And he had that other one where I think he should have shot. But obviously he was being unselfish and tried to square it to Mason Mount, but didn't work out. And what we're seeing with Ahmad, someone who's just challenging. Every game that he plays, he's taking it and he's improving massively. And that's something that I love to see with Amad Diallo. He's such a fantastic player and such a key player that Manchester United have in their squad. So really happy with Ahmad. As I said, improvement is needed by him, but he's showing glimpses again today. And now Bruno, the captain, false 9 role. He played it brilliantly. Another contender for man of the match. I think Bruno, Casemiro and Dalot were 3 of the most important players in that game. I think Bruno, for me, 7.5 out of 10. I think his performance today was fantastic. As I said, another one of those players like Mainu, like Dalot, only just come back. Had a few days training, went straight into it, played the full game, got an assist. And he had a big part to play in that goal. Obviously, he scored a brilliant goal, which was chalked offside. But I think for me, he did really, really well. And I think a player who's going to have a big season for Manchester United at number 10. I think for me, he was a contender for man of the match. Substitutions, I mean, McTominay, an average 6, came on for half an hour, did okay. Should have scored that chance where Rashford nodded it down to him, but I don't know if he couldn't see the ball. Pellistri, listen, you can't blame him. Ten Hag put him on at right back because Maguire had to come off. I think Pellistri, listen, there's not really a future for him at Manchester United. He's a decent player. Another loan, maybe sell him will be perfect for him. I think he's not a right back, so yes, you can blame him on the goal, but it's not his typical position. So, yeah, an average, came a 5.5. Toby Collier, for me, impressed when he came on. Again, another good cameo. Just keeps it simple, gets around the pitch, does his job. More of a number 6, which is good because I think we have enough number 8s and not enough number 6s. I think you've seen Erik ten Hag having a chat to him. He's going to be someone who will be in and around that first team this season. I think he's definitely a player with potential. A 6.5 for me was really, really good today and certainly one for the future. Now, Garnacho for me, just sensational. 7.5. There wasn't really many players who took that game fantastically, and I think when Garnacho came on, we really see what he can offer. And as I said, he's going to push Ahmad for that right wing spot. I think Garnacho, he's just a constant threat. Right foot, left foot, scored a brilliant goal, great penalty. And for just 20 years, he just turned 20 in July. Like, he's such a mature player, and a player that Manchester United are so lucky to have on their hands. I mean, as I said, he's fantastic. He's great on the ball, quick. And the goal, you just seen it, just cut inside, knew exactly what he was going to do and scored the goal. So really, really happy with Garnacho. Sancho, listen, you can't blame him too much for the penalty. It was a good save by Ederson. But 6 out of 10, only came on for about 15 minutes. And yeah, couldn't really impact the game, to be honest with you. So there have been the player ratings. I mean, let me rate Ten Hag. An average 6. I mean, the substitutions were pretty poor in my opinion. I wanted to see Xerxes on the pitch. But yeah, let's see what happens. Anyway, I'm confident that we can improve, and yeah, let's see. So yeah, thank you for watching. My man of the match would probably be Ooh. You know what? I'm going to give it to Bruno. Yeah, I'm going to give it to Bruno. A fantastic performance by him all around. And yeah, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment, subscribe if you're new. And